don't want to say anything because you're going to start timing.
They started timing!
I know. He came from a land of dying languages. Can I love him for that? His name, like a sigh of last words of innocence, Gallus, take this, all of you, and drink it. It is my blood and butter, it is your wine and sin. Do you know nothing of women, I ask him. In 40 years, no one will hear the sweet nothings he dropped. By that time, we cannot think the thoughts that he thought. Oh, mama, I will care for you, he tells me. You can cook and clean and look pretty, my baby, stay still. No more jumping on the bed. It is made we have dug this grave and lay in it, dove into fever plated, and you had to use your head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said no more. Legs spread like butter on bread sandwich between bed sheets. Statistically speaking, this time can't count, or please don't count this time. These calories inside of me. I already have the energy to take the necessary steps back to where it's safe to be sick. Throwing up my hands in the morning. Red Rover, give warning. For we are too full of great big bad ideas that swell like lips, glowing and bruised and pregnant with all the possibilities of their stories. We cannot hold them in. Our hands are too small and delicate. Our hands are dry like my eyes hold mine, so I do not have to look at yours no more. Do you know nothing of women? Just between you and me, there is no man's land. I can see no big bad other, only lower my eyes from your feelings, your touch. Promise me you'll stay smiling, small brother. In the most tasteful rape scene I've ever seen written, he came, and then he left. And I fell in love again with stories retold so many times they become points of interest on plot lines, not semi-severed lifelines scarring our hands so they cannot hold your lips closed against the flow of great, big, bad ideas that swell like bellies, glowing and bruised and pregnant with all the possibilities of their stories. I needed to instigate a religious crisis, he said, leaving his character crying in the shower for hours after. Do you know nothing of women? We take the necessary steps back to where it's safe to be sick. Day breaking in half as we fall into step right down from falling into arms so nice, in precisely the ways we're taught to mistrust as children. Must you use these stories? They're all we have to hold. Our hands are too small and delicate and scarred to carry these stories. Too far he came from a land of dying languages. Mon Dieu, please allow me to forget your name so that I still have something to say so, holding our hands to shake briefly, meeting like men, because they know how to tell things like time to go so the angels can let the wind change their clothes. With my right arm bare, let me show where there's a vein like a black box when you crash my train of thought and my brain stops beating my mind in circles off the beaten track, off the golden mean, spiraling off the road, less traveled, babbling on and so forth till your forthcoming eyes look like stop sigh saying yes. I have forgotten your name, let alone mine. But my heart is bleeding, so we must be alive. If only you could show me what part of us you cannot see clearly. Wait, just let me cut open my inside so you can see the butterflies without cushioning your feelings of pushpins and formaldehyde. Don't analyze, no, not this time, because this is not calculus. Don't say a lack of chemistry. Enough of your theories. Just don't let us mess this up because these are my lips, which you're about to receive. Would you say grace? Because I have none to speak of. Break bread with me to strengthen me, for I am faint with love. Oh dear God. I forgive your father for leaving. You tell me he died on a Friday night. I don't ask, so it might have been a Tuesday. Memorials are rarely ever well timed. I suppose you started smoking to try and touch his hands too limp and eyes too closed, flesh remaining still. Everyone knows that cigarettes carry you closer to death, overleaping the step between you and your father's reunion. Well, all I want is communion. You say, oh shit, I'm sorry. That I've made you feel shitty. I can tell you that it's no big deal, except that it sort of is. Sit in. Dunk, this stomach-sinking, sickly feeling you're fearing you're giving me is as familiar as the clicking cheers of our beer goggles, glassy eyes closed against knocking knees, knocking teeth, peering away from the windows to my soul because you already know it's there. And you don't want to know. But how can I possibly understand the gravity of the situation? The inability to move without love, a hug like hot food and wool blankets, words weighted like anklets, like keep calm and carry on. Chin up, darling, and my condolences for your loss. And how can I possibly understand the cost of a coffin, let alone the service tax and the pastor long after you've laid your master to rest at best? Can I understand the cost of your coughing, standing underfoot while you smoke rings around your neck, circling closer to death, no longer picking up pennies to cross sticks for good luck, but now you bear a cross of cancer sticks and you keep it up because that's what we have to do. Good God, when will you see springtime? Will this wait span weeks or soar into centuries, flying by like Mercury mad as a Latter-day Saint, made faint by the fumes of a solution that makes quicksilver beat like my shaking heart? I made some coffee, but battery acid works fine to jumpstart the rushes of electricity. I want you to feel when you look at me. Monks combine Bibles of your stories, ascetic and dutiful, while I pray on you aloof. I think you are beautiful. You are beautiful, like an expression of nature that requires proof. So beautiful.